Hey guys, Mr. MJ Fan 101 Alt here with some Black Ops 2 Nuketown 2025 gameplay. Let's get right into the commentary, right into what I want to talk about. I was in the most meaty, the most fun part of my Halo story to tell. I absolutely love this part of my Halo racing story, because I'm telling this in my whole sort of get started on YouTube thing, because my Halo racing videos are a really important part of my YouTube career, and I want to get to how that started. It's a long story. It's my favorite part to tell. So where did I leave off? I believe I left off somewhere around talking about JC. So JC was like, oh, well, you're gonna have to join the league to do the racetrack, so you'll be in the amateur league. So we joined that. We practiced up. Me and Matt were both really good at the road course. First race, I got wrecked a lot, and I was really frustrated. I'm like, these guys, how is this a serious race league when I'm just getting pushed around and wrecked everywhere? Like, this isn't fun. And it's like, is it because I'm a rookie or whatever? It was funny, because I was actually faster. I was the fastest person at that track in my first race ever. I practiced it so hard, I got better than anybody else. And I was in position to win. And this one idiot, Zach, dumbest person in the league, and he is what ruins HPMRL. Well, everything ruins HPMRL, but I could not stand that guy. He just gets mad about something, which is funny because he wrecks everybody else. He wrecked me like 2 times previous in the race. I was going on the inside for the lead, and then Zach just completely cuts the corner and takes everybody out, and then there's a caution, and everybody that was involved in that crash, except for JC, did not get their spot back. And I was like, what? What? So Matt, I think, maybe finished better than me. I mean, I think we both finished like towards the back because of that bull crap. It was stupid. I was in position to win. I was probably going to win, and that happens. That was like a first very big straw. Like, this sounded like fun. I don't know if I'm gonna want to do this anymore. Next race, it's like a Bristol type track. Me and Matt both do really good, and we both had a fun race. That was the most fun race I ever did in HPMRL. That was the most fun race I ever did in HPMRL, and we both had fun. I think I finished 3rd, Matt finished 4th. We both did pretty good, and we both had fun. Next race, we go on to do New Hampshire. New Hampshire is the climax. Man, was it bad. Matt was there. He was super frustrated. We both got, oh, look at the triple RC cheese. He was pretty frustrated, and I was super frustrated because it was a good race until post-race. It was a fun race. I think Matt did not do great. I think he finished like 5th or whatever, but he was fine with it. He was like, well, we'll just move on to next week. I finished 2nd, which was even better than Bristol, so I was like, yeah, dude, this is an awesome race, and it was an exciting race to the finish line. I got 2nd. I was hyped. So that was good. Until post-race. I look on the website. It says that I finished like next to last and Matt finished last, when I knew we finished like 2nd and 5th. And I'm like, what? 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 So I go into JC's party, and Matt and I, after, it's funny how frustrating, like, before I was even big on Halo and I actually knew what I was talking about, I could already spot this league's bullcrap. That's what's funny. Before I even knew what I was doing in Halo, I could just smell the bullcrap in this league. It's just hilarious. But I'm like, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So I joined their party, and JC, or Votek, idiot. Votek's another idiot. He's a retard. He's stupid. I hate everybody in that league. Votek, just the most annoying guy to listen to. He's such a kiss up, and it's so obvious. It just hurts my ears. You'd be in a party with JC and Votek, and JC would be like, well, I think we're going to set the rules to this, and Votek would be like, oh yeah, I think that's a great idea, you know, I agree, JC, that is a great idea to set the rules with the cautions like that. That is a great idea, that's a wonderful idea, you are Jesus, and I bow down to you. That's essentially what it's like to be in a party with those two. It just hurts my ears. And so I joined that party, and Votek's like, well, you finished last or whatever because you were laps down. I'm like, how was I laps down? So I went to the thing, and I found out that I was a lap down, but I should have been lucky dog, and Matt should have also been lucky dog on a future caution. So we both should have got our lucky dogs and been by. And they were like, well, it doesn't count if you don't actually take the lucky dog. I'm like, how are we supposed to know? How am I supposed to know that I was lapped? There's pit stops. It's a long race. There's crashes. I don't know who the leader is half the time. I don't know when they go by me. how am I supposed to know that that I was lapped? It doesn't make any sense. In my opinion, the lucky dog should have just been, and this is like an obvious rule, it should have just been automatic. Like in the replay, they're like, oh yeah, that guy, he should have got lucky dog, there you go. That's what it should be like. That's how I'd do it. Actually, how I'd do it would not be having pit stops. I wouldn't have pits. Well, let's not get into that. So what I'm getting at is I was ticked off and super frustrated. I didn't get it. I was like, how does that fair? How does that make sense? How am I supposed to keep track of my laps when there's no lap counter? That's another thing. There is a lap counter on and this is another bull thing about HPMRL. There's a lap counter on Halo Reach, but they didn't run it because the person that counted laps for them would extend races just so JC or whoever he wanted to win could have enough time to get in the lead. So that's why they didn't have the lap counter turned on. So I was like, okay, if you're not going to use the lap counter, how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know I'm a lap down? This isn't fair. I basically sent to JC a bunch of hate messages like, I've only been in this league for 1 day. I know you suck. You're a horrible league runner. Your league is crap. I don't understand how anybody races in this. Everybody that follows you is an idiot. Anybody that follows you is just sucking up to you because they want to be in running the league. They don't want it to be you. How do you not understand? How do they not understand? You guys are a bunch of retards. I'm out. It's essentially the message I sent to him. But I still wanted to do some Halo racing. I wanted to do good Halo racing, more organized Halo racing, something that actually made sense. It wasn't super frustrating. So then, to Adrenaline we move on. I found some other racetracks. I think that's how it started. Or no. In the HPMRL races, we heard them mention another league called Adrenaline sometimes, and we heard him mention the guy's gamer tag. So Matt and I were thinking, well, let's send like King Edward or Tanner Johnson. I don't remember who it was. Let's send one of them a friend request and talk to them. And it was really, the first party chat was with Edward is who it was. It wasn't Tanner Johnson. I remember that. It's funny because we're super good friends now, but that first party chat was just amazingly awkward. It's hilarious. Like, this is the first conversation between me and Edward, and I think Matt was in the party too. That's nice triple spray. It's the first conversation between me and Edward, and I'll be Edward. So, you want to be in the league? Yeah. We want to be in the league. What do you want your sponsors to be? Oh, you know, Lay's, Levi, you know, stuff like that. Well, what do you want your number to be? 33, 13. Okay, you guys are in the league. Just well, tracks on my file share, and we'll send you an invite when the race is on. All right. See you later. That was essentially the first. That was essentially the first conversation between me and Edward, and the first one between me and Tanner Johnson was even more face palm worthy. But that's the end of the gameplay. We'll move on to that. New chapter, Adrenaline. So we're on from HPMRL onto Adrenaline. This can only get fun from here. Man, this is such a long story. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. It's gonna take up like 5 parts. Well, anyways, see you guys next time.